What up, though? What up, though? Welcome to another episode of I.O.W. Sports. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a wonderful Thursday. Well, we are going live. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas and wonderful Kwanzaa and Hanukkah and all those things that come around this season. Hope Santa got you what you needed and what you wanted. But always, we have sports. And it's another day of sports. Hey, great day of sports, man. Especially on Christmas Day. We have football, we have basketball. We had a lot of things going on in the sports world. And it looks like I was looking at some of the ratings. And the NFL was killing them in the ratings over the NBA. Well, let's get the preliminaries out of the way before we go into any discussion and everything. But if you have not done it, go over to the YouTube page, YouTube channel rather, and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that share button where you find everything that we do. For instance, we go live like we are today every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we'll say 4-ish, because sometimes we be on that CPT time. But for the most part, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., we go live and we talk everything sports. So if you like talking sports, you like chopping up about sports, we do everything from underwater basket weaving to women's basketball to hockey. Of course, NFL is king on this channel, baseball, and we do NBA, college basketball. And I think that's all the ones we pretty much talk about, except when the Olympics in town or going on, we talk about the Olympics. And pretty much anything we chop it up about sports. If it's something we know, I just don't do soccer. But anyway, it's a touchy subject I want to talk about, and I think I talked to Lamar, so he should be getting here pretty shortly, hopefully. I saw on my feed about Terrence Shannon Jr. being suspended from the Fight Illini for a alleged rape charge. Now, I was going to preface my statement by saying, if he is guilty, he deserves everything that's coming to him. Once again, I reiterate, because I know how people do in the comments. If he is guilty, he deserves everything that's coming to him. But I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day, and in the midst of Deshaun Watson, and we can just go down the line of all the things that had happened of sexual assault, and we'll say SA because I forgot about you too. But all the charges that have been happening. We talked about the Deshaun Watson case. I mean, we talked about that several times, and we exhausted it. And I think the one thing that I think about is, a lot. I'm not gonna say a lot of times, but sometimes there are times that these charges are brought forth, and all the spotlight is on the one that's being accused, and then you find out later that these are false allegations, but then nothing is done to make that person whole. Think about this: when you accuse a certain incident, certain crimes, sometimes there's no coming back for those things. And what should be done to deter people from making these false allegations? And again, I say, if these people are guilty, they deserve everything that's coming to it. It's not me victim shaming. It's not me even defending the person who, if they're guilty, but it's just me just thinking about there's no protection for someone who decides they want to get a bag, or someone who decides they want revenge on a person who didn't show them attention they wanted, or someone who just want to be malicious and go after someone and make these false allegations. I think that before it's made public, I think that all the information should be brought to a judge and let the judge make a decision whether or not it should go to trial. And once the trial and verdict is done, then let it be made public, especially when it's a public figure, because a lot of these players, or a lot of time, is a public figure. Their image plays a part of how they make money. Their character plays a part of where they're placed in the draft. Their character play a part on a part of how they're gonna get picked, when they're gonna get picked, how they get selected, what team they go to. And if you have character issues, unless you are a once in a lifetime talent, you may not even get drafted. If you get drafted, you may get drafted at a lower, somewhere down at the bottom, where it affects the money you make. So all these things affect a person when you have false allegations, and no one deals with that. I know we live in a day of time where we want to give victory to the victim, and I don't have a problem with that, because there are a lot of atrocities that happen to people that has no voice. There's a lot of atrocities that happen to groups of people who have no voice. And I agree that um oh, sorry, I got a text. I agree that people should stand up for these people. Uh you know, hold on a second, y'all. All right. I agree that they should have representation. Let me say that. They should have representation. And I agree with that. And I don't have a problem with that. And I stand with that. I stand on that, and stand with people who have been victimized by whatever crime or whatever have happened to them. However, I think there should be a conversation about the person who get falsely accused of something. Because once that person is accused of something, they smeared all across every social media, every platform. They talked about to his ad nauseum, until you can't even talk about it no more. It's on every feed, it's on every show, especially when it's a sports player. It's everywhere you can think of. You see them talking about allegations, how they a piece of trash and they should not be allowed to do this. They're suspended. All these things happen to them. And then when it comes out, there's false allegations. There's no apology. There's no way to making that person whole again. There's no way of bringing that person back to where they were before these allegations started. And I think that's an issue that needs to be dealt with too. I know I keep repeating this because I know how people get in the comments. And let me say this too, especially on this particular incident. I am ignorant to that part, because I'm not a female being taken advantage of it in this particular. I'm trying to choose my words wisely because this is YouTube. But I'm not a victim. I'm not a female or a victim that having these things done to me. So I can only speak from a male perspective. However, in the instance of me trying to be, objective, outside looking in, I still think that there should be a way for this process to happen so the victim can be made whole if this actually is a real incident, and a way that the person being accused can be made whole on the other end if it's false allegations. And that's the thing that I think that's not dealt with, talked about, or even people afraid to bring up, because since this conversation I'm having now will be taken out of context, will lack nuance in the discussion. People will take this conversation and say I'm victim shaming, victim blaming, and not hear the thrust of my argument. My argument is not for a person who actually have done this thing to say that they should be made whole. They should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. However, once again, if this person is accused of something and has been falsely accused, nothing happens. You can hate LaShawn Johnson all you want. You can talk about how he's a piece of crap all you want. But in a court, he has not been accused. He has not been convicted of anything. Yet and still, when he played his first game, he was booed. People called him a piece of shit. People talked about him still to this day, how he's nothing. People on these sports programs are still talking about how Deshaun Watson is disgusting and this and that, but he has not been convicted of anything. And that's my point. It's all right for the person to accuse somebody and no one talks about the person that has accused that person falsely. We cool with that. We just, oh well, we going about our business. And no one was getting deal. No one deals with the fact that what up, man?
Can't call it, man. I was just listening to what you were going. I ain't want to mess up your soliloquy, bro. I ain't want to mess it
man. up. We good, man. It ain't no show without you, man. I'm just here trying to hold your spot. You know what I'm
saying? Nah, man. You ain't holding nothing, man. Hey, man, what's good? How's your Christmas, my brother?
It was good, man. It was good. Same old. Ate too much. Watched a little football. Watched a little basketball. Went to sleep. Woke up. Ate some more.
Yeah.
I went to the movie. Saw that bullshit ass Color Purple.
Hey man, some things don't need to be remade. Hey, that's all I'm saying.
Hey man, I was in a theater texting my sister like, "What the fuck is this?
Like, what is this? What is this?
I was like,
I can't get
jiggy with this shit. I mean, every single verse they sung. I was like, "Bruh, can we?" She's like, "I got to take a piss. I've got to take a piss." It's like singing everything. Right. I saw them walk out and go to another theater. It's like, let me see what else is playing. I had to go watch some kind of cartoon or something. Pokemon playing?
Pokemon?
Something. Yeah, getting some Pokemon going on. I'm saying, shit. But what's that though, man? That was a good Christmas, man.
That's what's up.
How about you?
What's up?
I know the girls enjoyed it.
Yeah, they did. Man, I didn't get my ass out of bed till like almost 10, 11 o'clock. They didn't already open all their presents, man. I be chilling, man.
Come on, man. Come on. You're the dad. You supposed to be up early with them watching them.
Nah, bro. I was up late, man. I was up late because I was over there, just looking at all the football content that happened on Sunday. And I had filmed Wildcard Chief podcast late. I recorded that like 2 a.m, and then I was up late bullshitting. Hey, grind don't stop. Hey, because here's the thing: when we make all that, yeah, come on, when we make all that Pat McAfee money, it'll pay off. Come on, man. I'm a Scrooge anyway. I don't give a damn about Christmas, man.
See, I like Christmas. I'm a Christmas person, man. I don't care about Thanksgiving. I love Christmas.
Nah.
Even though it's starting to get lack. None of my kids are getting old and gotten old. They say getting old and gotten old. It's not as fun as it used to be.
You ain't no spring chicken, dog.
Right, you know what I'm saying? It's not as fun as it used to be. I mean, when I come here, I get a chance to see my nieces and nephews, but hell, they getting up there now. See their faces and stuff, watch them open gifts and things like that, but it's not the same when it was all little. You watch their faces and put.
We're going straight to the ghetto.
Oh, damn! He went all the way back.
Oh, you don't hear the background music? I had to play that.
Is that what you playing?
Yeah, I had to.
Oh, okay, I hear it now. Okay, yeah, I hear it now. I didn't even realize I was just playing.
I've been doing it all week.
So many people use this beat that I forget the original version of. You know what I'm saying? You hear this beat all the time.
Oh yeah,
especially in rap music. People take this. I mean, it's like several songs that this beat. But yeah, man, I don't know. Did you hear? I don't know if you heard anything I said. Get your opinion.
What you talking
about? Yeah. So my daughter's texting me too at the same time. So fighting Illini player was accused. No, falsely. I ain't gonna say falsely accused, but we don't know. But he's been suspended indefinitely right now from the team for sexual assault. And, and it popped in my mind like, okay, Here we go again.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know, they're gonna run them. They're gonna run them through the mud.
Oh yeah, they definitely gonna run.
And now, I said it at least 10 times. I'll say it again. If he's guilty, he deserves everything that comes to him.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But my point was being is that you hear this pop up over and over again, and then once if it comes out that the person is not guilty, you don't hear nothing else about nobody making that person whole that's been falsely accused. And a lot of times, especially in sports, your character helps you make more money. Your character, go where you place in the draft and all that stuff. And so once they then tarnish your character, no one goes in and try to figure out to build your character back up.
Yeah, they pretty much just leave it alone.
Right.
Now you got a point. Because when it's things like situations like that, when it comes to DV or assaults like that that manner, obviously it comes with the comes with a lot of public scrutiny, judge, jury, execution by the public, pretty much all based.
Right.
Just hearing it. And that's without any details. And that's always been one of society's problems. They're quick to, make you guilty by public relations. And it's like, did you even hear any of the details? Did you, what information are you going based off of? Last time I checked, it was innocent until proven guilty. So,
right.
It's just some of those things where, especially in sports, because we always got to talk about the sports side of the sports show. A lot of these people are put up on pedestals, put up on certain different levels, looked at as, I guess, supposed to be pillars of the community, supposed to be, heroes or to some people to a certain degree. And it's like, unfortunately, a lot of these athletes got to understand that kind of comes with the territory. Just comes with the
right.
Put it on that pedestal. That's why I don't think John Morant understood his situation. There's a lot of young kids that look up to him, mimic him.
I agree.
So when you see these players get in trouble or do certain things or act a certain way, we got to be mindful of that, because there are a group of youth that literally mimic everything that you do. And if they see you acting a fool, they're gonna, they do that, I'm gonna do it too. But I mean, obviously, us being parents, we got to understand and separate. Hey man, they got a job to do, and you got a life to live. Don't let their job affect your life and how you live it. And so we, society as parents, you got to take care of your situation as a parent, and teach these, teach your kids about, a role or a life that they got to portray or live, or a job that they got to do to your life. Y'all not in the same boat. Y'all are not in the same boat.
I agree.
But when it comes to this sexual assault situations, man, I always like to try to get all the facts as possible as they are, shared with us as much as possible. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that don't always get shared, but you can't be so quick to, emotionally get involved and say, oh, they're so guilty, they're so guilty, they're so guilty. And it's like, that's not always the case. Because even when we covered the Deshaun Watson situation, I mean, it was almost like, so many people were ready to call him guilty. And it's like, well, by law, he ain't guilty of nothing. You may still feel a certain type of way, but by law, he's not what you say he is. He ain't that R word that you say he is. By law, he not. Right. And all the civil suits, don't mean that he was guilty of something. And then I think that's a lot of thing that a lot of people get a misconception of. Civil suits is just because people feel like, oh, I couldn't get him criminally. And if you look at all the criminal charges that was filed, there was only two of them. But everybody's looking at the 25, 26 plus civil suits that have been filed. And but understand the way that civil suits work. Hey man, did you ever come in contact with Deshaun Watson? Yeah, come on, join the civil suit.
Yeah,
It's
especially
like,
class action lawsuits, so just like that.
yeah,
I've been in several of them.
Yeah, it's literally trying to build a case by numbers and not necessarily truth. And that's where I think a lot of people get the misconception from. So whatever happens to this young man, if he's guilty, by all means of the letter of the law, should should be punished. But if it comes out to a situation like the what's the punter for the Buffalo Bills when he got situation in San Diego State, and his situation messed up his career. He was drafted in the second round as a punter. Well, first of all, y'all gotta understand, punters don't get drafted that high.
For real.
It's rare that you get drafted as a punter to begin with. So his situation was nuts, man. So I don't know what.
And you don't even hear nothing about him no more.
They had something about him last week, and he pretty much.
Well, I'm talking about outside of that.
Oh yeah. It's just weird, man.
It's been a while. It is. I think what you said makes an excellent point. Is that so? You talk about John Morant not understanding, his role, and I agree. And I go back to when Charles Barkley said he's not a role model. You know what I'm saying? And I think like when you have these positions in the public eye, those things come with you. As far as being a role model, people gonna automatically look up to you because of who you are, what you've done, what you accomplished. Where you ask for it, not it's just part of it. You know what I'm saying? However, on that same note, if we're as a public putting that pressure or that kind of responsibility on their shoulders, we should still give them that same kind of leeway,
that grace
when it comes to allegations and stuff like that. They should be allowed to play out in private until the verdict comes out. Once the verdict comes out, I think we all have a right to know what has happened, and stuff like that. But I think they should keep it all in private, because people gonna make opinions based on a little bit of information they get. And then you run that man down or that woman down, whoever it is, you run that person down, and then they never get a chance to come back up. And so I think that's one way of dealing with, have it that way. Where then when it comes out that he's guilty or she's guilty, by all means, let it all come out.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when it come out, they're not guilty. No one's the wiser. We keep on going.
Oh yeah.
I think that's how it should be done.
And I don't know if you brought this up or not, but I think there also should be, for those who falsely accused, they should see some type of punishment, because you ruined somebody's life.
Yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you need some kind of deterrent.
Yeah, you need something. You just can't walk away from the situation and like, no, my bad. My bad.
Right.
You like, especially like in homeboys, the Buffalo Bills kicking situation. Like, yo, you didn't ruin homeboy's career. Like,
right.
He's at this point where he's trying to repair his reputation and as a person, because his name was attached to that situation. Because no matter what, when you Google it up, his name's going to be attached to the situation, whether he was proven not guilty or not. You know what I'm saying? Right. His innocence has been made clear, and legally, he had nothing to do with anything that was wrongly done. But anytime you Google his name, it's going to bring up that situation. It's going to come up.
He's forever attached to it.
Forever linked to it. Yeah.
There's a okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut you. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's not right for anybody to make those accusations, and he's not, guilty, and that's something that he has to deal with for the rest of his life, man.
Right. Right.
And
I agree with you on that.
Probably gonna look at him some type of way, no matter what. So, yeah.
There's a proverb. It says, "A continuous drop of water and a contentious woman is the same." You dealing with a contentious woman, there's no telling what they might do, you know what I'm saying, to get you back. Or what they might do to ruin your life if they feel that you wronged them. And that goes to making false allegations. You know, you can't tell me it don't happen because it happens. And so my thing is, when you have something that doesn't give anyone a deterrent, what's to stop them from doing it to somebody else? Oh, okay, that one didn't work on this guy, but let me try this other guy. Oh, that didn't work on this, you know, and it just keep going on and on. Now, there are guys that do it too, so I'm not putting all on women. But, but for the most part, when you see it, it's mostly women doing it to guys.
Especially in the sports world.
Especially in the sports world, because some of them trying to get back. Not all of them. Sometimes it really happens. You know, we saw the Ray Rice incident. You know, it wasn't SA, but it was just assault. But still, we just saying we see incidents where they have been mistreated. Let's say that. And you know, and so and I think, like we both have said, if that happens, they deserve, you know, to be prosecuted for the fullness of the law.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think on the other side they should be able to escape because of their fame either. Because then what's gonna stop them from doing that again?
Oh yeah, I mean,
so both sides have to be equal.
And we've seen that before.
We've seen that before too. You know what I'm saying?
And not just in the sports world, just people using their name and platform as a reason to do criminal acts. So we've seen that before. You know, you can't get them solved because of your name. You're like, hey,
right.
You know who I am?
You know what I'm saying?
Come here to this. Oh, what are you talking?
Right. Oh, I can't say that. Oh, my bad. Here's a couple dollars. Go about the business.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, man.
That's how it works, man. When you got money. And I still want to see titties.
Welcome to my island. Whoa, sir. Who else is on this island now?
Right.
All these famous people. That's all.
You know what I'm saying? That right there kills me. Oh, I was just there for the chicken wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what's going on. You know, I mean, not to get all down a rabbit hole, but you know, when something like that is going on, people talking about it all the time. I ain't going nowhere near the island.
Nowhere close, bro.
Nowhere close. I need to have a meeting, nigga. We can FaceTime if it's something important. You know what I'm saying? I ain't coming to your island, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We can talk on the FaceTime, on the Zoom.
Hell, StreamYard, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not coming.
What you mean?
My boat, matter of fact, when he come near your island, we gonna go around a long way. I don't even want to be associated with that.
Boat messed up, bro. I can't come.
Yeah, I can't come that way, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So, bowl season, man. Bowl season's here.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's been a lot, man. Every time I look up a new bowl, man, can we cut this shit out?
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
it's like
names, dog.
AR, bro. It's the drop your coochie bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Let me see what you got.
Pop and make that booty pop. Pop and make that booty pop. Bowl.
Make your booty pop, bowl.
They come out. Drop it, make your booty pop. Drop it, make your booty pop. Bowl.
Hey, just put bowl at the end of anything.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The Fruit Loop bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, there's a Pop-Tart bowl today.
I saw that. I'm like, come on, man. Come on, man. Everybody try to get cheesy bowl.
The tax act bowl is
the quick lane bowls. I'm like, come on, man. Can we cut out these bowls?
They got an LA bowl in Los Angeles, specifically for Los Angeles. I'm like, oh Lord.
We just cut it out, man. I think it's too much. It's too much. But so you had these bowls, and now you have it where it's a new, I don't want to call it a wrinkle, but for lack of a better word, I'm gonna use the term wrinkle. But here's a new wrinkle to what's happening, or a new change, I say that, a direction how college football is being played out. Now you have a lot of people opting out not to play, which I don't. My argument is not against those people. I understand why they do it. That's fine. But what I would like to raise is, what does that mean for these bowls that we're watching? Because now it's like, okay, if my particular school that I root for is playing and half the people are not playing, why am I watching it?
Yeah.
What's the incentive for me to watch it? You know what I'm saying? And I think that, and I can't tell what the solution is. I'm just bringing it up for a discussion. So those who are watching this either live or watching it on a playback or whatever, get in the comments. Let me know what you think. But I'm just raising that idea for. I want to have that discussion. What's the incentive to watching these bowls? And now more bowls at that, and a lot of them. I think some of the people in Ohio State ain't playing. And Florida State Georgia game, I mean, bowl would have been a great game, but some of them opting out.
Pretty much.
It's like I said,
college football playoff. A lot of these big names, these big dudes that's got a lot of stock in their draft, or they got some good NIL money. They are not playing in these bowl games, man. It don't matter what school it is. As long as the moment you do not make that Final Four. Hey, yeah, man, I love y'all. I won't be playing. I won't be playing. I'm getting ready to hang out with the fam for this Christmas. Yeah, man, I hope y'all do well. I love y'all boys, but it's been real. And here's another thing that I think we got to add to the situation. Once the bowls get announced and everything, the transfer portal opens up, and you see a lot of people jump into the portal so quick, so early, like homeboy from Oklahoma, Gabriel, the quarterback, probably one of the top 20 quarterbacks in the nation. He's not going to the bowl game tonight. He on his way to Oregon. He on his way to Eugene. Right. If he ain't already there. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you see that kind of make an effect on certain bowl games too, is the moment that mid-December, late December open up, so did that transfer portal, man. So there's a lot of young just, damn a bowl game, man. I need to worry about my future, get that in. And look, I'm not mad at the players, because we got to look at the model of NCAA. Coach has been doing this for forever. The coaches. How many times have you seen coaches go through a whole season, there's speculation, and all of a sudden, bowl game season, they didn't already got a new job, and they already on the recruitment trail to get players. So it's like
they're basically lame duck coach.
Well, yeah. But so it goes to my bigger point, as in NCAA and all these narratives getting thrown out, like too much player movement. Y'all been setting the example as coaches for the last 40 years. Yep. Like, what are you talking about? Right there, y'all been setting the example on how movement should happen in NCAA for the last 40 years. Y'all jump ship to the hottest pot, to the biggest pot, to the one that is going to fill up your pockets just as soon as you can land in the next town. Like, what are we talking about? I done seen coaches literally, man, I love this university. I ain't going nowhere. 2 weeks later, man, they done made an offer I couldn't refuse. Hey, what hell?
Think about this. Nick Saban. Think about a program he could have built pays me to say it, at Michigan State. He stayed at Michigan State. He could have built a phenomenal, that same success as Michigan State that he had at Alabama.
Championship at LSU.
I'll get ready to get to that. And then think about LSU. And he would have stayed at LSU and build that same program at LSU they did in Alabama. We'll be talking a whole different Bama. And we talk more about Alabama State, or vice versa. We talking more about Michigan State, like we talking about Alabama. Yeah. So I think it's like you get a lot, and then the way he did it, he didn't really have a reason to leave state. He had really leave LSU. He just won a national championship with LSU. Why would you leave? I mean, besides money, we know money. Man. Outside the money,
that money was too damn good.
Especially LSU, man. He could have generated that money.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You build a program like that, LSU would have found a way to get you your money. So I just think that, now don't get me wrong, if you a coach, you're somewhere and it's just not working out for you, by all means, you know what I'm saying, y'all can stand you leaving, because sometimes it's just a fit. You're not a good fit for that school, and that makes sense. You know, in other schools may be a better fit for you, so that makes sense. But just to kind of like chase a bag, you know, different these hoes out here. You know what I'm saying? You just chasing the bag. That's all you doing.
Money chasing.
Money chasing. That's all you doing. And no difference. And nothing different. You know what I'm saying? No different.
Hey.
And so I think that, I don't know, man. It's the way college sports is now. I'm not saying I'm ready to stop watching, but it's some things I'll be looking at like, come on, man. Like I said, the bowl season, I remember, and for me, it might be a nostalgic thing. I remember like this time of year, bro, it was all about football and eating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, by the time you go outside January, you didn't gain 10 pounds. You just sat on that couch and ate and watched a whole bunch of football. You know what I'm saying? Sold up. Gyms be full in January. You know what I'm saying? and like now, I mean, I watched a few bowl games, but a couple of them was so boring because nobody was playing.
Mm.
You know, I mean, nobody's playing, and I think like the Florida State and the Georgia was such a good storyline, good matchup, because now you have Florida State, and if everybody played, Florida State can say, hey, you know what? We did deserve to be there because look what we did to Georgia, or vice versa. Georgia beating them, and especially just outright beat them. Mm-hmm. No, you didn't deserve to be. You know what I'm saying? You had that storyline there where both of them kind of trying to prove something there. I think that was a good storyline that you can build on and people will watch.
Yeah.
So let me see what Florida State about. You know, they going up against a big bad Georgia. You know, can they win? What they look like against them? But we'll never know. If Georgia beat them 63-0, who cares? Because they didn't have their starters.
Yeah.
No one cares about that. But speaking of bowl games in college football, what's up with these niggas at Eastern Michigan?
Boy.
I mean, he didn't think that playing out well at all, did he?
He was not in his right frame of mind when he thought that one.
He did not think that out, right?
When so when I saw that, I'm like, first of all, like, bro, just take your ass whooping on the field like a man.
Yeah, just take it like a man. Go on about your business.
Go about your business. So obviously, there probably had to be a little skirmish on the field leading up to that. They were probably talking some shit to each other, and probably went a little bit too far for homeboys like it. So I'm willing to bet that probably the situation that happened. Mm-hmm. Now, the execution of literally you going out solo, and literally in the middle of them doing their little school song,
right,
and the sucker punch them was probably the dumbest idea because you are outmanned, outgunned, out everything.
Right. In that, like you said, it's a fight song, ain't it?
Like, well. Hey, just because it's a fight song don't mean you're supposed to do anything dumb. Go fight. Like this, because first of all, it's a bad look because you went out on some sucker shit and you sucker punch.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So that's a bad look. That's one. Now it's an even bad look that you even started a ruckus and they beat the brakes off your ass. Oh, they beat the brakes off his ass. Bro, I just saw the replay. Matter of fact, before I got on the show, they slowed it down. Them South Alabama boys dragged his ass closer to the South Alabama side so his guys couldn't get him, and they kept stomping on his ass and kicking him.
He was up and down the field.
Hey, but Mel, why did he not go in there with his helmet on? Like, bro.
Have some kind of protection. You know what I'm saying? I have my helmet on. You've been swinging, hitting the helmet.
Hey, for real. But bro, he went in there, no helmet on, and they jumped him. But I mean, I can't fault South Alabama for what they did. It's like, bro,
you defending your teammate, man.
Yeah,
you defending your teammate, man. And you know, it's funny because my sister and my daughter had a discussion about an hour ago about. So I don't know about how it was in Missouri, but here in Michigan, they have started implementing these rules when we was in high school and stuff about if you get in a fight, no matter you the aggressor or the one getting your ass whooped, both parties get 10 days.
Yeah, we had something similar to that, but I was never a fan of it. My thing,
and I thought that's the stupidest crap I heard in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I told him just like this: if I get into a fight, Channel 7 gonna be up here because I'm getting 10 days anyway. I'm gonna show my ass.
I'm gonna make it count.
And so, 12th grade year, it happened. You know what I'm saying? It happened. So
I'm gonna show my ass.
And my thing is like, in kind of tying it to this, if someone takes a swing at you, what I look like running? That's gonna be worse. Or someone take a swing at someone comes take a swing at one of your teammates, especially a sucker punch like that. Cause think if he'd have hit my man, a punch not seen does more damage. You don't have a way of bracing yourself. Your body's more limp. You can fall back, hit your head on something. What if he would have hit his head and did some serious damage?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Anything could happen. I mean, we can go a whole bunch of scenarios could happen. So that right there by itself alone, he deserves an ass whooping.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think anything should happen to the South Alabama players. Maybe some light discipline, you know what I'm saying? Because I did kind of stump that nigga out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I did kind of drag that nigga. But
yeah, they gave that man the dog.
But for he should know better. You ain't come out there with no goons. You ain't come out there, you know what I'm saying? You just came by yourself dolo, man. It didn't make sense to me.
Bro, you don't go in there doing that, dog.
Especially after, they already hype. They already on 10. They hype anyway. They just got through winning. They got through slaughtering y'all. They singing a song. You know what I'm saying? And you on their end of the field. Because your teammates kind of like going to they ain't thinking about that. They like, let's get out of here.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
And then the person's like, oh, he was a good student, straight 8 and all this stuff. Well, some snap.
Yeah. He couldn't have been that smart. Man.
Couldn't have been that smart. Some ain't adding up, buddy.
I mean, not adding up. He couldn't have been that smart because that one was just didn't make no sense. Come on, I don't know what homeboy was thinking, man. He definitely should have thought that one through.
Right.
He probably should have been a little bit more word to the wiser. Hey, this probably ain't the greatest idea.
This ain't the best move, buddy.
Yeah, this ain't the best move, dog. But I don't know, man. I just whoever his teammates was is like, bro, you sure you want to do this?
Right.
Like,
I don't think he even just discussed it because the way he was walking, like he's walking from because he came out, he was outside the screen. He came walking, and the teammates was like over on the field. He was like in the end zone where they was at. So I don't think he even discussed it. I think he just heard. I don't know if because he heard them sing their fight song, and he was like, you know what? I don't even want to hear that. Whatever. You just leave the field, bro. Sometimes it's the best to just like, you know what? Let's just get away from the situation.
That man went out there and got his ass.
Now you're gonna be forever. So now we in a age of stuff is recorded onto the internet where it's there forever.
Oh, it's it. Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Remember that time about 20 years ago? You got your ass whooped. Yeah, I got it right here on tape. Watch.
When they bring up the Zasparilla Bowl, they gonna talk every time, bro.
Right.
Whatever bowl it was.
Sarsaparilla.
Yeah, I don't even know what bowl it was.
I don't know what bowl it was.
I don't know. He got his ass whooped bowl. That's what it is.
They changed the name. A nigga got his ass whooped bowl.
Hey, man, come on, dog. Like, what is you doing, man? You old silly dude. Like, come on.
Real.
That was yeah, man. I don't know what he was thinking on that one for sure, man. He wasn't thinking too bright on that one. Hey, man, we getting close to the day, man. Your boys in Michigan got on Alabama. Y'all still shook. Y'all still shook.
I mean, I ain't sure because I ain't playing the game. I'm good. I mean, so I've been here. I've been here for the last week and a half, going on 2 weeks, and I've been listening to a lot of local, Detroit talk show and sports shows, stuff like that. And they're saying the right things.
Oh yeah.
I hear Harbaugh's like, yeah, there's like Disney. Yesterday I want to say, we just thinking about, right, just kind of get loose, enjoying ourselves. We're not thinking about any other stuff. And Harbaugh, he's not taking questions about the NFL. He's just like, we just focus on this game. So they're saying the right things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But right, saying I'm gonna say like this. I don't think they. A lot of people don't give them a chance. I think they have a chance if they play. They're gonna have to play smart football.
Mm-hmm.
JJ can't do none of the bonehead plays he do. When he play other teams, because they wasn't good enough where they can. When I say Michigan was better than them, where they can overcome his mistakes. So I think now they have to play smart football. I think they have enough talent on this team that can beat Alabama. Alabama's biggest threat is the running of what's his name, Milroy?
Milroy.
Yeah, Milroy, thank you. Yeah, of his running. That's their biggest threat. If they can contain him and force him to throw the ball, and the DBs play patient, play in the right position, I think they could beat him. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's gonna. I think I think it'd be a close game if they play like that. I think they can open up the holes and let Corum start running, get that running game going. That opens up the play action and stuff like that. And JJ they need to have design run play for JJ because he's faster than what he looks. He's not Milroy fast, but he's still fast. You know what I'm saying? And you have to account for him. So I think they need to have design plays where he uses his feet, not all the time running, but just kind of the threat of running and get your receiver down the field and throw the ball to him and like throw them open and stuff like that. I think they do stuff like that, open up this offense and force Alabama to have to chase them. They have a chance to win it. So, this is not an Alabama team from years ago. So I think they do have a chance to beat Alabama. The Alabama-Georgia game, I mean, you got to think of it like this. These are the teams that face each other all the time. Look at Auburn. Auburn plays Alabama tough every year, and Auburn don't always have a great team. You know what I'm saying? Because they used to playing each other. It's a rivalry game. So you can't judge the fact that Alabama beat Georgia and say, "Oh, Alabama's unbeatable now."
Mm-hmm.
Those are games they used to playing. They see each other all the time. They get up for this game every year. It's like Michigan and Ohio State. There's been times where Ohio State hasn't been that great, and they beat Michigan, and vice versa.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like those rivalries. Same with Michigan State. There's been times when Michigan State hasn't been great and beat Michigan. When Michigan and Notre Dame had their battles, it's the same thing. They used to playing each other, and you used to, you know what to expect and things of that nature, and you get up for those games. So I think Michigan has a chance, and I'm not saying that as a fan. I'm just saying as what I see out of Michigan. I think this year they got a nice, good set of players on there. I think they play well as a defense. Not as individuals, but as a whole defense, they play well. If they get that pressure on him and just be patient, like collapse the pocket, but don't allow him to run. So you collapse it to put pressure on him, but you still seal those gaps up so he can't come through those gaps and run. I think they have a fighting chance to win.
I dig it. I'm gonna need y'all to be better than what y'all was, because y'all look like y'all look like y'all was scared when they said yes. Oh, shit.
Who?
Gotta face Alabama. Damn. I thought we was gonna get Florida State, dog. Y'all boy look like y'all was shook. Wait. No. Don't get shook now.
For real.
Nah, man. I say this, man. You never know. You obviously you want to sit here and speculate what could happen, what should happen. End of the day, Alabama's gonna show up, Michigan's gonna show up, and you know, you got to put it out on the field. And I'll say this: I think it would be great if Harbaugh can win this joint.
Oh yeah,
only because you know, every year is him leaving Michigan, get an NFL job. Him leaving Michigan, it's every year. He's been dominating the game for the last few years, 3 in a row. So that's checked off the list. You know, it took him a minute to start beating Ohio State. Took him a minute. So now that you accomplished that, now we got to accomplish. All right, okay. Well, we've been winning 3 in a row against Ohio State, which is an accomplishment, and it matters. It matters. Well, we ain't been able to do nothing after that, baby.
Yeah, for real.
You know, beating Iowa and Northwestern in the damn Big Ten championship game don't mean a damn thing. All right, we gotta do a little bit more than that. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start getting some W's against them other teams in the college football playoff that you gonna see, because for some reason every year they put Michigan up against the SEC team. You know, I think it's kind of because they kind of hate Harbaugh, but you know, that's another stuff.
It seemed that way to me, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
It's out of there, dog.
Out
of there, dog.
It just seems like they don't like me. Well, you know, Michigan is
motherfucking Harbaugh. Get his ass out.
I think it's Michigan in general, because you know, Michigan. I mean, because you haven't been here. If you come here, you understand this. A lot of the people who are alumni, a lot of people who are fans are very affluent people. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go to MDN and I see some of the people in there, they like people that are very affluent, and some of them kind of snooty. Not all of them, but some of them are kind of snooty. And I think Michigan has that reputation of, you know, we better than y'all. You know. And I'm not saying that it may not be a true thing, but that's the reputation they have. No, we better than y'all. And then people tend to think that Michigan people, Michigan fans, look their nose down at people. So then people want to see them suffer. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that's what it is. I mean, you know, if you look at take the Ohio State and Michigan rivalry, those years that they lost, Michigan lost. You know, Michigan still leads that rivalry. Like when Urban Meyer was there, and I think like 8 years in a row he won, or 6 or 8 years, or whatever it is. Michigan still leads that rivalry. I mean, it was like 13 or 15 years Michigan was winning. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think like you add the Archie, what running back name for Ohio State? I can't think his name.
Oh, you talking about
oh God,
Archie Griffin.
Archie Griffin, right? You had Archie Griffin years. I think those years they won a couple of years in between there. But literally, they got Cooper fired from Ohio State because Ohio State couldn't beat Michigan. So I mean, and I'm saying that to say that a lot of people don't know. Enough people look at just the recent history, but if you look at the deep history, Michigan has dominated a lot of these. You know, so a lot of these rivalries and stuff. Even that year when Tom Brady was there, and they didn't give him a chance, and they played Alabama and they beat Alabama. Yeah. So I think that it just seems that way to me. I could be wrong, but I was like, why they put Michigan against Texas or somebody, Michigan against Washington, then let Alabama be, if they win, let Alabama be the coordination, the big game, Michigan Alabama for the championship. Why they playing the championship game now? That's how, I mean, I'm saying, if you look at it, because everybody touting Alabama as the best out of all the teams there, but I think Texas is the scariest team out of all of them. Yeah, Texas. When they own, when Quentin Ewing is on and he playing, they beat anybody. It's just that sometimes Ewing's kind of like erratic and don't always be consistent. But when they own, Texas is a scary team. I'm not saying the Washington Knight and all that stuff, but I'm saying, but I think out of all of them, that's the team that everybody should be scared of, is Texas, more than Alabama. And more than Michigan. And I'm just telling you from a sports fan. Not even talking about Michigan fan. I think Texas is the scariest team in there.
Hey, that's saying a lot, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm true boo, man. I try to be as objective as I can.
Yeah, that's saying a lot. Because I'm like, shit. Like, damn that. Nah, I'm with you. I you know, as long as we've been doing this, I don't mind being objective and calling it fair and calling it straight down the line.
Right.
You know, what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, regardless of who I root for. So now I'm with you, though. But I'm with you though. I think that Texas and Washington game is going to be a high scoring affair. It's going to have fireworks, and I can actually see both of them winning. But I'm with you on that thing when it comes to Texas, man. They playing different this year. They look different. Like they talking different. They acting different. Like they. It's like this is back to Texas, where we were talking about Mac Brown, Vince Young, Texas. That's what it kind of feels like. You know, like we ain't scared of nobody.
Texas.
Yeah, like we going back to when they was bringing like all kind of cats to Texas. Jamal Charles, Derek Johnson. I mean, Roy Williams. I mean, man, Texas. Was one of those schools that was always had some of the top players, and they was putting them in the league like crazy. And you know, they success hasn't been like it used to be. But man, when they get Quentin Ewers coming back, and he was a top quarterback prospect coming out of high school, he goes to Ohio State, and then he ends up back in Texas. They're like, okay, we might be right. Because my thing is they got Arch Manning sitting there on the bench.
Sitting there waiting.
Sitting there waiting because Quinn Ewers is in the way. So that means something. So I'm excited to see that game because I cannot wait to see what happens. I know my Missouri.
I think it's a good storyline.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a good storyline, but you know, as much as I can't wait to see my Missouri boys and see what they can do against Ohio State. I'm more excited to see this Texas game though, for real. Because I
think I want to see that too.
Yeah, with him and Michael Penix going at it, battling. Because you already know Washington, they're not going to back down. I mean, they've had some. They had a very. I'm not saying tough schedule, but they had a couple of hiccups in there where they had to fight through some adversity, and they still remained undefeated. Right. Beating Oregon twice, that helps too. So. Yeah. Man, there's gonna be some offense in the thing, man. They gonna fling that rock.
I'll tell you this, man. If Texas wins the national championship, this storyline, I'm gonna tell you how good the storyline is. They have some now. They can go into the SEC, you know, with something to brag about. They bring us now. They only bringing tradition. Now I'm bringing a championship with me. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a great storyline. You know, where I'm coming in with a championship. I'm coming in not only with a rich tradition, but we bringing that hardware with us. I think that's a good storyline, you know, from a sports perspective. They're just coming in like, okay, we fleeing the Big 12, but we coming in with our hands up because look, we won a national championship. We beat your perennial best in Alabama, you know, in the regular season. And then we went to the playoffs and beat whoever came in front of us. And now we're going into the SEC where we jockeying for position. We want that number one spot. You know, they have something to brag. Now niggas have something to kind of put up against and say, hey, it ain't just Georgia, Alabama, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, LSU was as a second tier. I think it's Georgia, Alabama,
and then everybody else.
Now Texas say it's Georgia, Alabama, and Texas.
Hey man, it's funny.
Oklahoma.
Hey, crazy as it sounds, I think Oklahoma gonna get into the SEC and get their head stomped in every year, bro.
I think so too.
I mean, they can't keep recruits.
Right.
I mean, literally, as soon as the season was over, the transfer portal opened up, their quarterback said, "I'm gone."
I was gone.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
Right.
It's funny that you bring this up because I literally had a conspiracy pop into my head, and you know me, I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, and I was just like, maybe there's a reason they put Texas and Alabama in this college football playoff, because just hear me out.
Okay, go ahead, do that.
Obviously, with CBS no longer having the rights to all the SEC football games, going over to ESPN and ABC.
Right.
And they, you know, they got their whole relationship going on. And I don't know if people noticed this. It was either last week or the week before. The SEC literally had a schedule release show as if they was the NFL. On ESPN, literally, like schedule release show as if it was the NFL, and it was just the SEC football releasing the schedules of all their teams and who plays who, and you can you know, start making your plans and your travel plans and whatnot. They did like as if they're the NFL. What other conference is getting schedule release shows?
For real.
So I was like, okay. So then I was thinking, like, with all this money being passed between ESPN and SEC, it will make total sense for them to have the greater chance of saying, hey, man, we got the national champion in our conference, whether it's Texas or Alabama.
Or Georgia.
Or Georgia, if they were so happen to, you know. But I'm just saying, it's
like,
in
general. You're talking about as a recent,
as in general. And
I got you.
Because they're having this new partnership and new deal between SEC and ESPN. You know, hey, it makes sense to, hey man, let's make sure we get this relationship off on the good foot. Got the national champion in our conference,
right?
You know, whether it's Texas or Alabama. You know, or they, you know, who cares if they won it as the last year in the Big 12? No, they're in the SEC now. They're the champ.
Right.
You know, so it's like I said, y'all know me. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm just looking at a lot of dots that's having ESPN and SEC joining venture and money all put together, and I'm just like, huh.
But ESPN and the networks are under a little scrutiny, so to speak, or in trouble. Because you gotta look at it like this, you know, they buy the rights from these different schools and places to kind of host that content. Now you got streaming platforms that's trying to get more and more chunks of that. And you start getting these streaming platforms taking the rights away. So I think it was an NBC, one of them networks is their contract is coming up with ESPN or something to that degree where they might turn ESPN down. So they turn ESPN down. I can't remember who it is, but they turn
ACC.
There's the SEC. I forgot which one it is, but say they turn them down. All right. So you can't put SEC on your network. You got to try to scramble to get some more games of what you're going to get. And they start turning more and more of these networks down and go in favor of streaming platforms like Netflix, like Amazon and stuff like that. They in trouble. Cause like we spend a lot of us spend a lot of our Saturdays and Sundays watching sports. Facts. And if you might spend my Saturday and Sunday not watching ABC, NBC, Fox, what's gonna do to fill that programming hole? And then how's that gonna make you any money? Because I'm not watching episodes of the Golden Girls. I'm gonna watch football. You know, reruns of the Golden Girls. Watch football.
You don't want to watch Blanche.
No, I'm good. I'm good. So, you know, or whatever rerun decide to run, I'm watching football. Just watch. Give it another 5 or 6 years. They're gonna come up against that. They come up against that, and I'll be like, roll the tape, nigga. Roll the tape. All right, say that. I told them niggas.
Told them.
But now, man, we gotta talk about it, man. We gotta talk about it. It's, you know, I'll try to wait till we got the 1 hour mark. You know, we getting in NFL.
It's a done deal.
It's a done deal. They bench your boy. You know. I mean, you know, it's interesting because beginning of the year, It's like, oh, they look horrible, man. They need to do something about Russ. They went on a little roll. They got in the line. Once they lost to the Lions, they started just losing to everybody. It's like they just had to open the floodgates, and now they're looking at going into a different direction. So now, what do you do? If you're the Broncos, you're still gonna have to pay Russ. You just don't have to pay him. If you bench him, you have to, and he don't get injured, you don't have to pay that injury amount that you're supposed to pay him. So that's one reason why they benching him. But even if you trade him, release him, whatever, you're gonna have to pay him. You're gonna have to pay him something. You're not gonna leave without not paying him something.
Oh yeah, you're not getting
right. So what direction do you go if you're the Broncos? If you're Russ, what team do you go to? Is this do you just retire? It's the end of your career. What you still have enough in your tank to contribute to a team, and what team can use you? Now we know the Commanders need a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Falcons need a quarterback. Who else? I had teams on top of my head.
Yeah, those are just some of the teams off the top of my
head. Raiders need a quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have a true number one.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? So they need a quarterback. I mean, I think they move on for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, I think they move on for him. And are you sure about my man, the rookie? Yeah. So you let Russ come in, veteran presence, and get your boy ready for maybe start. I mean, some games he looked okay, and some days he didn't. So you bring that veteran in and kind of coach him up a little bit. But I don't see Russ as that type of person, that type of quarterback, to really help bring the rookie along. So I don't know. Where do you see Russ going?
XFL.
CFL, XFL.
XFL. No, it's funny that you asked that, because I was just thinking about that coming into the show. I'm like, damn, where exactly do you if I'm Russ, with, because you obviously can't stay there.
Yeah,
they're making it obviously clear that they don't want no more parts of you.
Right.
We just saw this with Derek Carr last year.
Exact same move.
Money's on the line. Hey bro, we can't do it.
Right.
It's about the future, because it's not about right now. It's really not.
Right. It's not.
Because if it was about right now, they would still have Russ in there, because he's a better option, regardless the ups and downs of his play this year. He's a better option at quarterback to keep you in this playoff hunt. I mean, to me, that's quite obvious, quite evident. So, honestly, man, I don't know where he ends up. It's not going to be Denver for sure.
We know it ain't that, right? He can't go back to Seattle.
Yeah, can't go back to Seattle. So those are two teams that are for sure out. Obviously, he can't go to Kansas City.
Right.
Only there for a backup role if he's ready for that.
I don't think he's ready for that.
Well, he's gonna have to get ready for something, because I mean, let's be honest. There's not a few places he can go to and be the starter, like automatically off right. I mean, obviously we say Atlanta, we say Commanders. I mean,
and the Raiders possibly
the Raiders. So there's three teams for sure that can still use his talents and probably still.
I mean, we don't know. We can't. I mean, possibly say Tampa. We don't know they're gonna move up on Baker Mayfield. Baker.
Hey, I hate to say it. I think Baker's cool, man. Baker might got that.
But Baker may try the free agency.
He'd be stupid.
Yeah, I mean, that surprised you?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like right now, just take what you can get. I mean,
yeah. I think he should stay put where he's at, but there's a possibility. The possibility is there. I think the other three teams are a greater possibility for a landing spot for Russ. When they cut him, but Tampa can be in the conversation, because Tampa may look at, hey, we got someone who at least won a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can argue with the defense, to help win whatever, but he still has it on his record. And then now it raises the question: is Russ a Hall of Famer? And does and let me add this to it too. If he makes that throw and don't get picked off, and he wins 2 Super Bowls, that automatically makes him a Hall of Famer.
Well, we having a different conversation. If that throw isn't picked off, I mean, we're totally having a different conversation if that doesn't get intercepted. But I want to play this for you and bring up some kind of add some more to this conversation. So,
all right.
Now, you told me something off camera that the listeners and the viewers have to hear. You said that the Broncos went to Russell Wilson in October and asked him to restructure his contract. What are the details there?
All right, so here's the timeline, Acho, and it's great to be back on. October 29th, they beat the Chiefs. 2 days later, Halloween Day, the Broncos come to Russ and they tell him, look, you got $37 million in guarantees. We need you to defer that another year down the line. Russell Wilson says no. They say, if you don't acquiesce to our demands, not only are we going to bench you, but we're going to make you inactive. Forget this season. You're going to be inactive. What does he proceed to do? They beat Cleveland, one of the best defenses in the league. They beat the Bills and Vikings on prime time. They're starting to play really good football. And then obviously they lose to New England. But over the last near 2 months now, Acho, you're talking about a very nasty situation. And this is why we always say, and why I always say, if you're a player, forget loyalty, as Joy just said. Go get yours. It was negotiated in the original contract, that $37 million in guarantees. There's no reason why Russ should say, forget it, I'll defer. And that's where you're at right now. And then today it came to a scratching halt when Sean Payton sits him down and says, we're going with Jarrett Stidham. You're no longer our starting quarterback.
Hey,
I don't know, man. Here's the thing. I think those kind of situations has to be played out from a case-to-case basis. So I mean, like, take Tom Brady. He took pay cuts in order to win, right? Mm-hmm. But that situation warranted that. I think in this situation, how many years, if I'm Russ, how many years do I actually have to play? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if I'm a 20-year-old Russ, I may consider deferring because, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to build a championship team. I'm trying to win some Super Bowls. I got one. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the twilight of my year. I'm trying to get as much as I can.
You like
so in this way,
years old.
Yeah. So in this case, I don't blame him on this. If it's a younger Russ, I might be like, man, yeah, look, man, you trying to build something here. But in his case, like, hey, I'm up here in years. I might have 1, 2, maybe 2 years left, that I can give to play at a decent level. I need my loot.
Yeah.
I can go out here tomorrow and be career ending, can't play no more. And then I didn't defer my money down the line. I'm like, oh, we know, since you ain't play, you ain't getting that, right? Well, I got this money that, what I'm saying, that's guaranteed to come to me. We love, and people who don't have money love to count other people's money if they got it. Hey. I can't count this man's pockets. I don't know what how many houses he got or what his bills look like that he has to cover. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's not my business to know. So he knows his financial situation and he might need that. You don't need that. How you know what this man need?
Don't know nothing.
You don't know. We don't know nothing. So my thing is, I think I can't give you a blanket statement on when it comes to stuff like this. I need to see each case. Like I brought the Tom Brady incident, situation. And I'm looking at this situation. I think that each situation warrants a different decision. I think that in Russ' case, and you already saw how, if I'm put myself in his shoes. All right, I'm on the twilight of my career. I go on a team. You ain't playing like, you playing like shit. Nobody, that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, can't nobody tell you, oh what? I'm not playing well. You know what I'm saying? You know that. So, when your skill set or when your skills are starting to decline, I knew at a certain age, I can't run as fast as I used to. I can't, you know what I'm saying? You know your body.
Can't do it.
You know what I'm saying? So knowing that, you say, okay, I might be able to pull out 2 years, I may not. So I'm thinking that, and then I'm looking at when I get here, I got this contentious relationship with my coach. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at that too. That plays a part of my decision making. Like, I don't know what he may do. He may decide to cut me down the line. He may decide I'm getting my money. So when I think in this situation, I'm getting my money. So I don't fault him for that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at this in 3 different parts, and
okay,
and just rock with me.
Okay.
So here's one thing. This contract and trade of Russell Wilson was done before this new management team got into management.
That's true.
So this was trade Russell Wilson, pay him a big contract, and then we just new ownership. That's exactly what happened. All right. So all this money and trade acquisition happened not by this new management. So this new management team is stuck with a situation that they didn't ask for. Now, you kind of knew what you was getting into as you was purchasing the team, so you're not 100% absolved from it.
Right.
Then you look at Sean Payton. He didn't have the choice of picking Russell Wilson, but he's not absolved because you knew what was coming with the job. When you wanted the job, you knew what was coming.
Right.
So he's not absolved from that, but he knew what he was getting into. And it's quite clear he does not have that relationship with Russell Wilson, because the way he was talking down to him on that sideline in Detroit, as if it was his fault that the people was offsides, I'd have had an issue with that. I'd be like, hey, man, what you yelling at me for? Watch your mouth. Hey, like,
go ahead. I'm let you finish your point.
No, go ahead.
Now, I will say this, though. I think, and this is me speculating, I think that what Sean Payton was getting at, and it's not me defending him, but I'm just kind of to give another perspective, it's like, you the veteran quarterback, right? You are the one who is the general out there. You should better look and say, hey, move back up a little bit. Make sure you ain't outside. Now, in that situation, he didn't look outside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying in general, I think that's maybe something Sean Payton might be looking at. Hey, man, you out there, you looking. One of the things you want to do, not only read your defense, but look down the line, make sure everybody's lined up. That's part of the center's job, too. He's supposed to look down the line. Hey, you're supposed to be behind my helmet. Make sure you lined up. So I think that's kind of how Sean Payton was looking at it. Was he justified? That's a whole nother discussion. But I think just kind of look at it from a different perspective.
I got you. That's fair. And that's fair. I'm just looking at, just the way that he was going off on him. I'm like, yo, bro, like, chill out, dog. Like, you a little too much. But I mean, regardless, I think the signs have been there that him and Sean Payton just ain't jiving. All right.
Right.
But and then if I'm Russ, I'm like you, exactly to the points you made. Why should I have to, nah, man, I'm good where I'm at on the money tip, because here's my thing. I hate when fans make it say, oh, well, they should restructure their money, help the team out. Why are you worried about somebody else's pockets? First of all, that's
there
one. Right. 2, they don't have to do nothing. As a player, my right is to get my contract and to perform on the field. That's my job, is to get my money and perform on the field. I am not obligated to help the franchise in any kind of way, to help them with their financials, because any contract that's agreed to, they're offering it, I'm taking it.
Facts.
I mean, I'm not obligated to help them out. They have a finance team, they have a budget team, they have all that team to figure all that out. That's their problem. I put on the uniform and I play football. That's what I'm concerned about. I ain't concerned about the finances of the team.
Right. That's on you.
That's on them. Yeah. And we've always been pro player here. Hey, get your money. And this is money. Because this is situations why. Because we've seen it a million times where the franchises do some undercut or some kind of shady or shicey shit all the time to get rid of players, find a way to recruit money all the time. They do it
all the
the
time.
Oh well, you're getting close to your bonus, man. Hey, whisper to the coach. Hey, man, sit him down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he can't get no more rushing yards because it's a bonus attached, bro. And if fans think that this stuff doesn't happen, wake up. You need to open your eyes if this is still a business. Football teams and executives will look at the bottom line over winning all the time. Hey, man, this guy is getting close to $1 million bonus if he gets 2 more sacks. Say he's a healthy scratch or something. Make up something.
Right.
We can't pay this man another $1 million bucks in bonuses. No, man. This is a business, y'all. If you really think these franchises are not doing backroom shiesty stuff to save money, you're crazy. I don't know what game you watching. We keep telling y'all sports is a microcosm of society. You don't think this shit happens? It's called penny pinching, man. Penny pinching everywhere happens.
Got to get this money.
Got to get this money. Got to save this money. I can't keep blowing this money. That's for damn sure. So my thing is we can't sit here and get mad at athletes when they want to get a certain paycheck. Like, I was never mad at Chris Jones. Hey, man, he deserves, he wants his money. I don't blame him. Let him get his money.
Get your money, bro.
Get your money, dog. Because these franchises will put you in situations to make you look like the bad person. Because they the ones that got the PR team and pay for the PR team to make it look like you the bad guy. They got the finances to make it look like, nah, it ain't us. We want them, but we want them at our price.
Right.
So it's business, man. So if I'm Russ, man, hey, man, go ahead and enjoy that new addition to the family you didn't have with that beautiful wife. It's Christmas time. Christmas just happened.
She's in color purple too.
Hey, I sit down and count them ducats that count all that guaranteed money that you owe me, because I ain't moving off of nothing. Ain't moving off.
Daniel.
What? Give me all them ducats, dog. Come on, man.
And I think too, one thing you gotta look at, this is a separate opinion from Russell Wilson. Whatever your opinion of Russell Wilson is separate from what he should do with his money, or what you think is right in this situation. Let me say it like that. What you think is right in this situation is different from your opinion of Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson is an asshole. You know what I'm saying? I'm just flat out saying it. But my opinion of him being an asshole is separate from what I would do in this situation, when it comes to the money.
Asshole.
It's just period. Right. So I think too that's another difference, because I think a lot of times, especially with sports fans, we can't separate what we feel about a person from what's right in a situation. I'll give you a good example. And so, I follow a lot of Lions content stuff. And so people feel that if you criticize Jared Goff, means you don't like Jared Goff, or you saying Jared Goff, you should get rid of Jared Goff. No. I think he's the best option they have right now, but I still have criticism of his play. It's two separate things. What I feel about him and how I feel his performance on the field are two different things. And I think people can't separate that. Sports fan, I see people putting videos out. Those who criticize him, y'all don't know nothing about football. Y'all who talking about get rid of? No one say, at least I didn't say get rid of him. I'm just saying that there are some deficiencies there that they're gonna raise their head down the line. You know what I'm saying? Right now, he a best option. But there's some deficiencies down the line that's gonna come into play, because you gotta think about it. If he's immovable now, when he gets older, when you can't, the speed is not there, he's gonna be in quicksand. You know what I'm saying? He really ain't gonna be able to move. What up, Ant?
No, that's fair. You right.
Ant said it right. He said golf is good, but not your future. That's perfect. Yep. And I think that's why they got Hendon Hooker. Now they have options. you know, they can wait and kick the can down the line because they don't have to pay him right now, and I wouldn't extend him right now. I would just wait and see how he performs. You know, if he performs well in the playoffs, and then at the last minute, I may go ahead and give him a little bit of money. If he performs, you know, he don't do well in the playoffs, and I see what Hendon got. If I think Phil and Hendon is looking good, all right, man, this is a business.
Yeah, got to do what we got to do.
I think it's the same way with Russell Wilson. You know, people will say, "Oh, because Russell Wilson's antics and stuff that he has done, that this is part of because he act like that. Oh, he should get that money up. And Russell's an asshole. Yeah, he's an asshole, but he should keep the money.
Yeah,
that's something that's totally different.
Shouldn't have to move off no money that was already given to me and agreed upon.
Yeah, it's he already agreed upon this. Don't we league now?
You asking me for
leaving Hooker after that injury from him? Yeah, I think he'd be all right, man. I think, and to answer Ann's question, I think with the way this organization bring up players, especially from injury, they let them come back nice and slow. They don't rush them back, and they try to make sure they fully healthy before they put them back into the into the lineup and let them play. So I think, and with you having Goff there, you take 2 or 3 years if you want. So he would be nice, and if he ain't healed in 2 or 3 years, he won't work for shit when you got him. You know what I'm saying? For real. But yeah, so with the Russell Wilson thing, I think, hey, take the money, man. Take the money now, because now look, if you'd agree to it, it's no guarantee they wouldn't have got rid of you anyway.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So they'd have got your money and got rid of you, and got rid of your chance, got rid of your way you make money. Sierra changed that man. He never been that.
Y'all, wow.
Man, pussy been known to mess up a lot of people.
Dangerous.
It's dangerous.
Bruh.
What Scarface say? Pussy, a nigga's quickest downfall.
Hey, got some stories to say. It'll mess you up, dog.
It'll mess you up. Nigga. Mess with your mind, mess with your money, and in some cases, mess with your freedom.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't no joke.
You really in bad when they mess up with your freedom.
You know what I'm saying? You in bad.
You in bad.
You know what I'm saying? You in bad when they mess with your freedom, boy.
But nah, hey, Melly, hey, never lied on that issue, man. It can get you to some trouble. But
right.
Just I just man. I said that me hip. Yeah, exactly. Hey, look. Here's the thing about quarterbacks in the NFL in general.
Mm-hmm.
We can't act like they are like in your situation when you talk about a lot of Lions people talking about you say something bad, you dissing Jared Goff. I say the same thing in Chiefs. You say something bad about Pat.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, you say something bad about the Golden Boy. No, right. Golden Boy messing up too.
Right.
He ain't off for none of this. So
there you go.
It goes back to that point of being objective. You can't just be that much of a fan that you just can't tell the truth about the situation. It is. It is.
Yeah. I agree with that, and that's a good transition to talk about them Chiefs.
No,
is it time to panic, man? Is it? I mean, it's not now. It's not. You can't. Before we can point to Tony. We can point to the receivers. You know what I'm saying? We can say, "Hey, man, they dropping the ball."
Let me say this.
Go ahead. You didn't let me finish my segue, but go ahead.
Go ahead. No, my bad. I was so. I'm
trying to set you up, man. I'm trying to set you up. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead. Go to oops. My bad, dog.
You know what I'm saying? Before we can say it was the receivers, it was Tony, it was this.
Mm-hmm.
And Mahomes started throwing a lot more picks, fumbling the ball. He started. Now you got Kelsey not being the Kelsey that we used to seeing. And now the defense ain't, it's not as big as problem as it was before, but it's not as good as it was at the beginning of the year. And now you're starting to see Kelsey on this podcast, and now he's saying, he's kind of throwing a little shade here. What is it, Lamar? What you think it is?
Okay, so let me say this. I honestly, probably the last wide receiver they did draft was Tyreek.
Yeah.
But They drafted Rasheed Rice. He's been solid for the team this year. But back to the real situation at hand. It comes down to lack of accountability. Because if you those who don't watch a Chiefs game and you only watch it when they're on prime time and they're on, select separated from everybody else in the NFL like they were
right.
And it let me put y'all on game. What y'all just now seeing, that has been an issue since week 1 of drop passes, not lining up on sides, fundamentals. It's fundamentals. Yeah. It's literally elementary stuff that is really the Chiefs in their own foot. They're looking like the Cheddar Bobs, the Plaxico Burses of the NFL because they are shooting.
I will not have you besmirch the great Cheddar Bob on this show, sir.
Ow! So they keep shooting themselves every game with turnovers, just bad route running, bad judgment with throwing the pass, and I'm including Patrick Mahomes in this because he's not absolved from this, and that's what a lot of people got to realize, especially for those who hey, I didn't see every Chiefs game for the last 36 years, all right, and the fact of the matter is within the last 6 years of Reed and Mahomes, this is the worst this offense has ever looked. And a lot of people are going to automatically say, oh, Eric Bieniemy's not there. And I get it. I love Eric Bieniemy just as much as everybody else. The fact of the matter is was he the guy that was the glue guy, the accountability guy, keep people in check? Yes, he was. That was his role. He had input on the offensive installment, what plays would be called. He had, he had a say so in that. But ultimately, at the end, it's always been Andy Reid calling the plays, running the offense. It's always been Andy Reid. All right.
That's a good point that he raised too. Was Tyreek Hill released the start of the dissension? It might have been because you know what I'm saying. Because think about this. But think about this. Sometimes something happens that's a catalyst to an event. You know what I'm saying? So you may not see it immediately, but it was a starting point, like a crack. You see, it's like a little pinhole.
Yeah.
And it just started getting bigger and bigger. And before you know it, now it's gushing out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And here's my response to this.
Okay.
To go ahead and put it back up.
All right, go ahead. Okay.
So here's my response to this. And where I'm getting at with Eric Bieniemy and Tyreek Hill and anybody else that was part of this, last 4 or 5 years of the Chiefs' success, they are not here no more. But we can't keep using that as an excuse when you are making elementary problems. Okay. When it comes to route running, catching the football, lining up on sides, just being football awareness, and when it comes to play calling, we're talking elementary stuff.
Okay.
And yes, having the Eric Bieniemy and Tyreek Hill probably absolves that problem to an extent. But when you having elementary problems from week 1 to week 16, that's not a oh man, if Eric Bieniemy was here, if Tyreek Hill was this is you as the players who are in the building not being sound, not focused. Okay. This is like when you make elementary issues, that has nothing to do with Eric Bieniemy not being here or Tyreek being on the field. That has to you not being focused on your job. And like I said, I love Eric Bieniemy. I love Tyreek Hill. I love what they brought. But you can't keep using those people of not being there as an excuse. Like, okay, week 1, I can chalk it up, man. Hey, man, I know if Eric Bieniemy was here, man, he'd have been on y'all ass about dropping these passes. Somebody getting benched.
Right.
That's a fact. Okay. Week 2, week 3, week 4, the same issues. Okay, I could possibly, because it is a transition between Nagy and Eric Bieniemy. There's going to be a transition. Now, week 17, we about to start week 17 tonight with the Browns and the Jets. I can no longer use that as an excuse on poor performance on fundamental things. This goes back to accountability on you as a player, and most importantly, as the head coach and Andy Reid that says, hey, man, you've allowed this to happen over 3 months as the head coach. We can't keep blaming the fact that Eric Bieniemy ain't no longer there. We can't keep blaming it on Tyreek weren't there. No. Fact of the matter is, this is not even an issue if they are catching footballs. This is not an issue if they're lining up on sides. This is not even an issue if they stop the turnovers. This is not an issue if they are not making the self-inflicted mistakes from week 1 to week 16. None of it is getting brought up about Eric Bieniemy or Tyreek Hill. If these cats actually just make the plays and make fundamental sound football. Literally. We're talking about what they teach you doing in Pop Warner. Catch it with 2 hands. Line up on sides. You know? And we're talking about stuff that they teach you in middle school playing football and high school playing football. We're talking about fundamental things. We can't keep using it as a person who's here and ain't here as a reason why they not having success. No. Because if you look at people look at the numbers, the offense is still moving the football. I mean, it's still
it's still marching down the field. It's just not red zone proficiency is not great.
Oh, it's terrible. And here's the thing. So when you look at comparing what you've seen from the last 5 years to this year of the offense, of course it does not look the same. But we can't act like that. If they were actually stopped shooting themselves in the foot, that it wouldn't look like the offense we've seen for the last 5 years, because it probably would. Everything gets under scrutiny when you make mistakes and you're losing.
That's facts.
But the fact of the matter is the mistakes that they are making are not because of other teams. It's not because of other factors. Because they are not just performing fundamental tasks. Clearly. That's it. And that's what bothers me as a fan about this team right now is you literally are becoming a story week in and week out because you are just not making fundamental tasks completed. That's it.
You know what's scary about this too? If I'm not mistaken, I look at the standings. The Raiders only 2 games behind you. If y'all lose the next 2 games, the Raiders owns the tiebreaker.
They can
literally make the playoffs and y'all not.
And that's the scary part about this, because I mean, I don't know
what do you do as an organization if that happens. If you allow a team like the Raiders has been so far behind to catch up, it's 2 points I want to raise about that too. And I think it's an interesting thing. If you allow a team like the Raiders to catch up, overtake you, make the playoffs, and you don't make the playoffs, as an organization, what do you do? Because you got to make some kind of moves. And then part 2 to that, does that make Antonio Pierce in the running for Coach of the Year?
First of all, Antonio Pierce needs the interim tag taken off his name immediately. That's for one. He has shown more than enough that he is not the interim coach of that team. He is the head coach of that team. All right. So Raiders organization, I know y'all do a lot of dumb shit over the history of your existence. Taking the interim tag off of him is not a dumb mistake. That is probably one of the wisest choices that you could possibly ever make. So that's for one. Now putting him in the coach of the year conversation, I wouldn't be against it, but I could still make cases of other coaches that can deserve it more than him.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying, put him in the conversation. I still think that Ryan should be up there. I think Dan Campbell should be in there, especially if the Lions go to the playoffs.
Kevin
I still lean Kevin Stefanski. I still lean towards D'Amico Ryans as my favorite to win it. You know what I'm saying? But I think that if the Raiders do surpass the Chiefs, and they swept y'all, right?
No. They split.
Split it. It's split. Okay.
The reason they would have tiebreak is because they would have less conference or division losses or something like that.
Yeah. So you figure, you look at that, you have to at least put him in a conversation. Whether or not he wins is a whole nother different conversation. But I think doing that, coming from where they started, they were dead in the water.
Yeah, they were.
They were dead in the water. Wasn't nobody even checking for the Raiders except for Raider fans.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody was thinking about the Raiders. Now you look at the standings, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, they're right there.
Damn. You know what I'm saying? I looked at it the other day, I was like, damn, only 2 games back. And the way the Chiefs been playing, if I was betting on the Chiefs, I would have to drive to Kansas City and somebody had to, you know what I'm saying? I might do the South Alabama on somebody. All these are games y'all should have won. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, if you're willing to drive hours to do that, imagine me, who's literally 25 minutes away from the stadium and wanting to knock somebody South Alabama them in the head because they got me pissed off. I'm pissed off now.
Right.
So, nah, man. Look, it's just, and it's funny that you talk about the Raiders being there, and that's what makes that Russell Wilson situation even more speculating or, you know, crazy in this situation because the Broncos are right there too.
Yeah.
Right there,
so what? I mean, I understand, and that's another thing too. Going back to that, I understand why you bench him, but he's a better option than Jason Stidham. And if you have a chance,
hey, bro, that's how bad the quarterback. You don't even know his name. He said Jason Stidham.
I'm sorry, Jared. That's it, Jason. I think I'm missing the actor with the player. Thinking racing cars and playing football.
He over here part of Fast and Furious and shit.
He played for Auburn and he raced in the Fast and Furious.
Hey, Denver, that shows you how bad that Jokers is laughing at this situation. They over here got the transporter as your damn quarterback now.
I haven't looked at this. I haven't looked at the standings. I don't know how many games that. If put it this way, if the Broncos are at least 2 games out, you play. I say you play Russell Williams. I'm like, damn, Russell Wilson. Because here's the thing. I don't know what the fuck going on, but here's the thing to me, man. It's like I understand you gonna have to pay him anyway, right? Yeah. Regardless. So if I have a chance to make the playoffs, I'm gonna play him to make the playoffs. Like I said, I haven't checked the standings for where they record at. But if I'm 2 games out, there's a chance. All I do is win out. Well, I'm putting Stidham in.
Yeah, they're 2 games out. So Raiders and Broncos both 7-8. Chiefs are 9-6.
Yeah. So 2 games out.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like you have a chance. I mean, I doubt the Chiefs lose 2 games. I really see, even bad as they've been playing, I doubt they lose 2 games. However, it can happen.
Come on, man. I'd say the same thing. I come on. Hey, you never know.
It's a possibility that it can happen, though.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
If you have 4 games left, then I might, all right. All they do is lose 2. I think that chance is a lot better. But 2 games, I think I don't see it happen. It can happen. But my point, a bigger point is you keep Russell in because there's a possibility you make the playoffs.
He's your better option. And you got to play the Raiders on week 18, the final week of the season, too.
Right. So one of y'all will actually knock one of y'all out.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I don't know, man. But we got 15 minutes. I want to raise this last point. I was listening to 97 won a ticket here in Detroit. Say you don't play him, you can take an injury and the team total and cut him out. Yeah, I understand that, but my point is, anywhere it go, you paying them. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, you paying them.
Real quick, to Anthony's point, the fact of the matter is why they're sitting him is because they don't want him to get injured. Because if he's injured, that $37 million is automatically guaranteed.
Yeah.
So they're trying to save money by saying, "Hey, man, just go home." They like it again, like the Derek Carr situation last year. It's literally saying, "Hey, man, this is us for a chance to save money as a franchise. Go home." And the $37 million will automatically kick in if he's injured because, especially if he's injured, you can't move him. You can't move him. You can't trade him. And even if you cut him, all the dead cap money that you're going to sit there and eat is going to be at an astronomical number anyway. So you're probably eating. I saw upwards to about $85 million.
Damn.
Like, do you want to eat $85 million for? You're gonna have to eat some money regardless. So would you rather have him playing for you and eating that money, or have him sitting on the sideline at the crib eating that money? What you want? You make that decision.
Yeah, right.
Well, him on another team eating money. So
for real. So I listened to 97 the ticket, 97.1 the ticket.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, I wish Nick is here. I kind of want Nick in this conversation. But so they was talking about the tickets for the first Lions playoff game, which ain't had 30 years, how much they were, right? Them tickets, nosebleeds are $500. Nosebleeds. Wait a minute.
Expected.
Yeah, but here's my thing. They $500. So good tickets are anywhere from $700 to like $1,500.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go on with the fam, what is it, 5 of y'all now?
Yeah.
So that's $2,000.
I ain't gotta pay for the baby girl.
You gotta pay for the baby. All right.
Yeah.
So let's say that's what I say. Say take your nosebleeds, right? So for you, that's $1,600.
Nah, that's about $2,000 already, right there.
You know what I'm saying? That's not including parking. That's not including if you buy concessions.
Nope.
Have the Lions done enough to warrant that as a team?
I just think that's just the going rate of a team that hasn't been there in so long.
Because the tickets weren't that expensive, until they start winning. But have they won enough or done enough to warrant that? And I would ask Nick the same thing about the Jets. If the Jets made the playoffs this year and the tickets went up, you add New York, New Jersey inflation, so they probably 2 times as much.
Oh yeah.
Has they done enough to warrant that kind of money, or should they win more before you start raising ticket prices?
I don't think the team's performance is even part of this. This is just normal supply and demand.
Okay.
You're looking at a team that is winning and is in playoffs. When's the last time y'all went to the playoffs? Was it 2009 against the Cowboys or something like that?
Something like that. 15. I think 15 when the Cowboys robbed it. 16.
Yeah. Matter of fact,
the ref actually.
Dominican Sue was still playing for y'all.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's been a minute. So you're talking about a team that hasn't seen a lot of playoff months. Obviously, you've seen the buzz in the city.
Right.
Matter of fact, I haven't seen y'all travel as a fan base like this before.
That's what I'm saying, man. This is crazy.
You
can actually hear
Kansas City on lock,
bruh. When I saw the stands, it was so much blue in there. It almost looked like somebody tried to choreograph blue and red together,
bruh.
You know what I'm saying?
I have never seen y'all as a fan base travel like this before.
Right.
So there's a demand to see y'all. So unfortunately, there's only a certain amount of supply that is going to have to take to put y'all in the stadium.
Right.
And therefore, I just think it's just natural supply and demand, where you see there's the fan base of the people that's been rocking with the Lions for so long, and they have been just tired of just getting fed just, bad franchise organization from year after year and year in and year out. And, you can only be loyal to a certain extent that you continue to pay ticket prices. Eventually you just stop. And then because
Van said, "Fuck that, he a Raider fan."
Yeah, and then obviously, you'll see the ticket prices drop because nobody's going to show up, and it makes it easier to grab a ticket. But the moment that the team gets hot, the supply is still the same. The demand is higher.
So here's the part 2 of that question. But go ahead. I'll let you finish your point. Go ahead.
So the fact of the matter is, paying for that type of money for nosebleeds to me it was expected. You got a lot of people excited to see that team play. You're excited to see that team in that type of atmosphere because it's a once in a. I don't want to say a once in a lifetime situation, but because it hasn't been that often. It is a once in a lifetime.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, you talking about actually winning the division and haven't won in 30 years.
30 years. You talking about there's a whole generation of people. Then got popped out the cooch and then grown up and probably got their own families by the time of lifetime. So yeah. I mean, there's excitement and buzz that comes to that.
So here's part 2 to that though, Lamar. So if you're a fan, right? Do you pay that $500 now, or do you hold out and wait till they go to the divisional round, or till they go to the champion conference round, because it's gonna be even more then?
Oh yeah. Each round.
Well, if they make the number 2 seed, they're gonna have 2 home games. Period. They get at least 2 home games. They won't get the conference because they're not number 1. So they get the wild card and division round. So do you wait, pay the $500, or do you pay more on the next round going up, or you know what I'm saying, or do you wait and travel to wherever it's gonna be for the thing? Because each one, if you think about it, each win, you're making history because you haven't done it in so long.
Yeah.
Which one do you count as the best one? Of course, we outside of a Super Bowl, but within those 2, within the playoffs part, outside the Super Bowl, which one do you count as the one you wait and see, or as the one I was here and I saw that?
Hey, I'll be honest. I'm cheap. All right. I had no intentions to go into any type of Chiefs playoff game. Luckily, the wife was like, on a limb, let's go. And we're at the 13-second game. I didn't know that shit was going to happen.
But look at it like this: do you regret paying for the money and going to see it? Was it worth the money? Okay,
it was worth every damn penny. Right. So I say that as a fan, as in, you never know what you're going to get, and that's just part of the the thing when you being a fan and you start spending your money on these tickets. You don't know if your team is going to be the one victorious. You don't know if they're going to lose.
Right.
You don't know if they're going, in what kind of fashion is going to happen. Are they going to win in dramatic fashion? Are they going to win in a blowout? Or are they going to lose in dramatic fashion? Are they going to get their ass kicked? You have no idea how this shit is going to go down. But that's not the point of it. The point of view is being a fan, rooting on your team, and being in whatever atmosphere it is. Right. At this point, when your team ain't been there in so long, hey, I don't give a damn. I want to be in the building. And I'm going to go to whatever game I can afford, whatever my finances will allow me to go to. If I could go to 1, I could go to 2, I could go to all 3. I'm going to go to as many as I can, as my finances and my lifestyle allows me to.
I already said they go to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna find a way to get to Vegas. Even if I go to like the casino and watch the game, go to a bar and watch the game. I just want to be in that atmosphere.
Yeah, because you want to feel it. Because it's not a feeling that, obviously, you haven't felt. So
right.
You want that electricity. So trust me. Oh yeah, trust me. Especially out here in Kansas City, the tailgates is ridiculous.
I know a barbecue out there be on.
Oh my god. Point. Oh my goodness, dog. That's one thing I do love about even if the Chiefs be, pissing the bed, we can have a good time in the parking lot, in the tailgate though, for sure. That's, man, it's the atmosphere, just like you said. Even if you can't even get to the stadium or get in there, because trust me, them Super Bowl tickets is not priced for regular folks like you and me. They are priced.
I had to go buy a ski mask.
Yeah, you're gonna have to rouse somebody. No, literally, because nosebleeds for Super Bowl is already at $5,000. So you're talking about Super Bowl is more commercialized and very corporate structured, as in the type of clientele that they're pricing it at. They're pricing it for the rich folks. It's not for us. It's not for the us as fans, true fans. It's priced.
And I just wonder, man, like, how does an ordinary person who works a regular job? I be hearing, I'm not going with this gang. Afford to go to some of these games, bro.
I hope you got some space in the credit card, no?
I mean, if you single, I can understand if you're single. You drop $200-$300 on a regular game, you can pay that off, of course, for a couple months. But you taking a fam, you got a family of 4.
Hey, you better
like $1,000 or more
on that credit card, dog. You better have space on that credit card, dog. Otherwise, going to, like you said, a regular season game is not for it's like, you can afford maybe 1 or 2 games a year as a regular person. But nah, man, NFL is not stupid. They've been doing this for a minute now. They got the formula down on how to make sure they get the money. But it's technically not priced for. No, football damn near done by the time Texas. Yeah,
for real.
You might catch an 8 off game.
Like These damn companies don't want to give your W-2s to the very last minute now. They wait to the last minute. Like, come on. Give me W. Come on, man. Come on, let me try to get this money. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta make sure whatever you work in the last few days of
Right.
December. No, man, give me my
no,
shit.
Man. Go on here and run my shit, nigga. Estimate. I don't care. Give me my shit.
Better come on with a hypothesis, an educated
You know what I'm saying? Something, nigga. I need my money. You know what I'm saying?
Come on there, bread joker.
You know what I'm saying?
But
yeah, man. I mean, I just thought that was an interesting thing. I was listening to them debating about it, and some guys was like, "Hey, I got 4 season tickets." And they was like, "Well, would you sell 2 of them, you know, and take the other 2 and go to the playoffs?" And some people like, "No, you know, it's one my dad, you know, and I used to go, and you know, now dad ain't here, so it's like sacred that we go, blah blah blah." So it's like, would you do it for 10 grand? My man's like, I might think about it, but I don't think I'd do it. Nigga, 10 grand you have them.
Yeah, you better.
My dad don't give a fuck about the game. That nigga did.
Matter of fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact,
10 grand.
My dad's spirit would come more, boy, if you don't sell them tickets.
And nigga be like, nigga, you ain't selling tickets, nigga? You can't talk about no football. You get that money.
He like, bro, I can't go to the game like that.
You know what I'm saying? You might get that money. Fuck these hoes. You ain't doing them too. You doing wrong. I be like, you know what, Dad? You right. You right, nigga. You right.
That's right.
My bad. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is I doing? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. You out, bro.
You can buy tickets from a ticket holder. Yeah, you can, but a lot of them, I honestly, and this I've been listening to like a lot of people. A lot of them don't want to sell their tickets, bro. A lot of them, they say it's too much history. They just don't want to sell their tickets, which I don't blame them.
You know what I'm saying?
A team like I mean, look, and I'm gonna say this, and we can go ahead and close. But our team, outside maybe the Jets, you know, has been the butt of jokes for so long. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, just to see him win the division, I can understand why Taylor Decker was crying.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand why Peter wants to play tickets. It's history. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you would hope they don't lose in the first round. You know, you would hope that, but this is history, and you want to be a part of that history. You want to be able to say, hey, I was there when they won a first playoff game at home.
Yeah.
They never hosted a playoff game. I always had to be on the road because of the record. So now we won our first playoff game at home. Then if you go to past that, we won our second playoff game. You want to be a part of that history. So I understand that. So yeah, I might not want to sell mine either. But nigga, 10 grand?
Man, who want it?
Fuck history. I can watch history on TV. You know what I'm saying? Look, when Obama became president, a lot of people went to DC. I was like, yeah, it'd have been nice to be there in history, but I felt just as moved and touched
at the couch
watching on TV. You know what I'm saying? Because after that shit was done, I could click them and go to bed. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to drive by and drive back to my hotel, try to weed thoughts. Excuse me, let me get past. Excuse me. I ain't doing that shit. I just go straight to the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Same
man.
thing.
Hey,
with 10 grand in my pocket.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that history. Give me that 10 grand, cuz.
Like, I can look then.
Hey, what? I'm just gonna look over at the NBC. Dad, we made it. And, no.
Yeah, we made it. That nigga be like, dumb motherfucker.
Knew I should have flushed you.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Should let you off on a mattress.
Look at me next. Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn,
on that note,
man, that might be the one to get us kicked off right there, dog.
Hey, keep us on the line till they tell me I can't tell me to stop.
Hey, somehow we made it 302 episodes. So hey, that's
right.
That's an accomplishment.
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah. But nah, man. Great stuff, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know where to find us, man. Everything is on the bottom of your screen. I.O.W. Sports Network, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, especially YouTube. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification that you know when we drop. new content, whether it's Wildcard Chief podcast dedicated to Kansas City Chiefs, whether it's the No Name podcast dedicated to Detroit Lions fans, where it's I.O.W. sports shows Mondays and Thursdays, or it's the Late Night Owl edition Monday through Wednesdays. I mean, hey, just, we dropping shorts, we dropping all kind of little nuggets.
Right.
Hit that bell notification. It'll let you know when it gets dropped. I.O.W. Sports 1 on the Twitter. And if you want to chop it up with both ourselves personally, Detroit Mel on the Twitter, Wildcard Mar, Casey Wildcard Mar on the Twitter as well, man. So, hey, man, it's been a pleasure. Appreciate everybody rocking with us. Keep supporting us, man. Keep spreading that word, and we're going to keep cranking out this dope sports content. Until then, Wildcard Mar out. Detroit Mel, the man with the Grand Master Plan. We about you. Yeah.
Hey.